saved by the court, at least for now. That's the only way to describe what's happening in Sri Lanka. The island is on a highway to becoming a Chinese colony. First the Hambantota port and now port city Colombo. Both are strategic assets. One of them is already under Chinese control, that's Hambantota. The other could soon follow if the government has its way. Let's give you some background first. What exactly is the Colombo port city? It is a special financial zone being built next to Colombo, mostly on land reclaimed from the sea. They're calling it the next Dubai. And looking at the plans, we can understand why. This is a city from the future. It is powered by renewable energy. There is a financial center, an international island, and a sprawling park right in the middle. It all sounds good. But just one problem. Port City Colombo is a Chinese project. It is part of President Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. You see, Beijing is not looking for a partnership in Sri Lanka. It wants an overseas province. And Sri Lanka has seen this happen before. And this is exactly how they lost the Hambantota port. They signed massive deals with the Chinese, but when it was time to pay up, they had no money. So the question is, will this time be any different? The government of Sri Lanka is dead set on pushing ahead. The project has been exempted from local laws, and earlier this year, a special bill was submitted for the port city. It is called the Colombo Port City Economic Commission Bill. The government wants to get it passed as quickly as possible, but the opposition is not on board. They say the bill will create a Chinese colony in Sri Lanka. So what did they do? They filed a petition in the Supreme Court, and thankfully for Sri Lanka, the court came through. They found parts of this bill, and I'm quoting, inconsistent with the Constitution. So the government now has two options. One, stick with the current version, in which case the bill will need a referendum to pass, a nationwide vote. The second option is to amend the proposal to bring it in line with the Constitution of Sri Lanka. Now, the government is very keen to avoid a referendum, from what we understand. So they are expected to table an amended bill in Parliament. And with the kind of majority that they have, passing it should be a cakewalk. But Sri Lanka's problems do not end there. The Colombo Port Bill is a deeply flawed legislation. And let me tell you why. The bill wants to create a 7-member commission to administer the port city. This would be an all-powerful commission. It would control everything from taxation to approving new projects and investments. So the obvious question is, who appoints this commission? President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. This bill gives him the authority to put foreigners on the board, effectively handing over power to Chinese officials. And Beijing is lobbying very hard for this. Last month, the Chinese defense minister visited Sri Lanka. He met both President Gotabaya and Prime Minister Mahinda. The visit was a nudge from China to speed things along. But this new Supreme Court order is a setback. The court demanded a number of amendments, but one of them stands out. The first version reduced Sri Lankan regulators to mere spectators. They had to rubber stamp decisions of the Port City Commission. The amended version gives real powers to regulators. But this is hardly a saving grace. China has already pumped in millions into the project. They have reclaimed the land. They have built the high rises. So expecting them to give up control is futile at this point. Like most of China's so-called partnerships, this too will come due. The Supreme Court order only delays the inevitable, because Sri Lanka is setting itself up for Hambantota 2.0. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.